So welcome to this channel. It's called Digital Futures. It's going to start off with me, but I'm going to pull a bunch of people in and we're going to have lots of conversations. Today's February 14th, Valentine's Day. Should be going out to dinner tonight, at least doing something. Shouldn't be making videos and watching all this digital future stuff tonight. Do it tomorrow. Focus on your relationship. Tonight, my wife bought our kids some Valentine's gifts. We're gonna have fun just giving them those, a little Xbox card and some Cheetos and some sweet tarts. They're gonna love it. They're gonna go crazy. But anyway, we'll try to make these videos focused, and we'll bring in some people as we go here. We're gonna talk about current events and what's going on, and what have we been looking at for the past couple of years. Much further back than that, but I've been paying pretty close attention since about 2018 when I quit my job. I said I can't do this job and figure out what the hell's going on because there's too much going on. So my wife and I switched roles. She went and got back into work. I stayed home with the kids, take care of commuting them, and then I focus on what the hell's going on for our future. And we're well positioned. We want to tell people what we're doing. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an expert in anything. Don't listen to me. Do your own research. But I have some interesting perspectives. I have a background in technology and IT a bit, in operations and manufacturing, finance, business. But I read a book called The Creature from Jekyll Island. Woke me up to the whole Federal Reserve System and what the hell's going on. And then I started paying attention when I saw the election of Donald Trump and where he seemed to be talking my language about we're going to give the power back to the people. And to me, that means not just like power over your government, like, that power is control of the financial system. Because the financial system is in the hands of a few people, big, powerful people in the world that run roughshod over all of us. And the introduction of Bitcoin was the step into that new world. And when 2008 happened, it crashed the economy. They all got bailed out. Boom, Bitcoin came out. We were like, I was really like, nah, I'm not falling for another Bernie Madoff scam. Turns out that's what it is. Bitcoin's a Bernie Madoff scam run by who the hell knows in government or banks. But this turns out good. Okay, so they introduced Bitcoin, and then a whole bunch of other currencies, digital currencies, came after that. But the focus of the media has always been on Bitcoin. And now, they have Ethereum, which is also a love child of the media. And but there's all these other ones, and they don't talk about those. They focus you on two that are a distraction. They're like, buy this, because we don't really want it. We just want you guys to buy it. We're going to set up shop over here with another technology, the improvement of that original technology, and we're going to eventually transition to here, but we don't want you in that. We want you over here. And so that's what XRP is in my mind, because I looked at a lot of the research, and it says to me that Bitcoin and XRP were born on or around the same time. I think someone even told me they were initiated from the same IP address. So that tells me a lot of information right there. Now, if that's misinformation, that's critical misinformation. But I haven't heard this from the media. I've heard this through other experts that are out there sharing on YouTube and Rumble and all over the place. Telegram, that's got tons of stuff. And so, I kind of got started just digging into a lot of the information about Q, which is a military operation that's sharing information to get around the mainstream media, because the mainstream media has always controlled everything. And they brainwash the hell out of everybody. They teach people what they want them to know so that they can control them. We're seeing this, obviously. You can tell the media has been lying, and they are lying about everything, pretty much everything. And they have been since they invented the television and they took over the idea of controlling the narrative. They've just basically led us all into the darkness, and they've stole from everyone for 50 years. You know, we'll get into a lot of stuff down the road talking about like some of the history of how we got so jacked up in our money system, but it's a mess. And now we're starting to pay the piper with inflation and pure in your face manipulation of markets. And you know, last 2 years ago or a year ago, we saw Robinhood and the GameStop thing, which is, you know, symbology. Okay, GameStop. I mean, somebody's trying to send you a message there. Okay, it's the end of the game. There's something going on, and they're going to crash the dollar officially through every means possible to destroy it. And when I say they, I'm talking a team of good guys. We're playing a game of pin the tail on the donkey, in my opinion. And they allowed Biden to sort of take over the coup of Trump that they were trying to do for a real long time. The good guys decided, okay, well, let's just let them in there, but we're going to control that situation tightly, and we're going to use it to divulge all of their real true intentions. But in the, you know, it's going to be short-lived, and then we're going to pull him out of there. And while he's in there, we'll crash this dollar, because this dollar runs roughshod on the world. And anytime the dollar starts, well, not starts, anytime the dollar goes down, it impacts all these other economies around the world who use the dollar as either they're pegged to it or they pay through using it or whatever. Whatever we screw up screws up their stuff too. And whenever we want to bully a country around, like you're seeing with Russia right now, we say, hey, we'll pull you off SWIFT. You know, so that gives the United States way too much power in the world to influence poverty around the world. They'll create poverty in Iraq. When we want to attack them, we destroy their economy. Vietnam, when we wanted to attack them, we destroyed their economy. I focus on those two because those two are going to be part of something really special here in the future. And but it's just an example of what the dollar is capable of doing, and why we, as United States citizens, shouldn't want to do that to other countries. We shouldn't want our government running around doing that. We would want to have something in the middle that neutralizes and levels the playing field, right? That thing is going to be a token. You're seeing every country around the world starting to say, we're going to have a digital currency. We're going to have a CBDC, central bank digital currency. And the United States is doing it everywhere. Well, now we're going to have digital currencies, official digital currencies that we can use to do trade with. There needs to be something in the middle, something neutral that can't influence, can't pull people out of it. It takes away some of our sanction power, but I think that power needs to be controlled, not just by the United States. So, you know, I think that's why you're hearing Biden talk about, oh, as a national security for cryptocurrencies, we're going to do an executive order. And I think a lot of that's just a show, right? It's just all smoke and mirrors. They have a lawsuit going with Ripple to kind of hold them back because they really are losing control of the situation. And they've lost control of the situation really at this point, because people like me, people like a lot of my friends, my family, people all around, we all own this asset now that we know they need. Okay, we know it's the kingpin it's the linchpin of the new system. It's going to store the value that is going to be used to go between all these payments systems and networks, and it's going to probably be backed by the gold resources of the world. So all the world's gold will go into backing not only their sovereign currencies, but also this middle currency. And it's going to be the new ledger of the world. And so therefore all the value of the world is going to have to be tokenized onto those ledgers. I don't know how many there'll be. Maybe there'll be 5. And they'll split it up, and they'll have stocks and securities on probably XRP, and they'll have the gold on XRP. And they're going to use Stellar, and they're going to use some others for smart contracts. And I think they're going to use Stellar for a lot of CBDCs and the Visa networks and things like that. But the bottom line is that the value of the dollar is being purposely destroyed. Staying in the dollar and being keeping money in a savings account is financial suicide at this point. So if you don't diversify out of that cash holdings, you're going to watch it just dwindle down to wallpaper at some point, like Venezuela. They're issuing new currencies here in the United States and across the world. In addition to the digital currencies, they're also having a new paper currency. Now, the paper currency is going to be impregnated with a chip, and it's going to be trackable. It's going to be tokenized on the blockchain. It's going to have offset to gold. And we're going back into a system where the Federal Reserve and other these crooks in the banking system can't print money and create money through lending. So they've had multiple superpowers when it comes to money that are against the people, because every time they hit the print button on there, they get a bunch of money on their new ledger, and they can just hand it out to their other banks and bank buddies, and everybody's got all this money now. And then they can use that money and borrow, make new loans off of that. Hypothecate new loans. It's totally criminal. It's not just what they print, it's what they add off of that in terms of loans from that asset that they hold in their books. Because I think at this point they can if they have $1 million in gold or in new money, they can make another $1 million in loans off of that without touching that. They're just creating money. And then they have those loans, they can create more. It's insanity what they've been licensed to do. And it's criminal. And it's coming to an end, and that's why you're seeing the battles we're seeing with the SEC, and the Federal Reserve is stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're on full display, thanks to being put there on full display. I mean, our former president put all this stuff in front of us and said, take a look at this, because this is the shit that's causing the problems. And he's hell-bent on solving them. And one of the things is to abolish our government and start over, not have no government, but not these assholes. I'm sorry, if you're in the government right now, you need to go and not be allowed back in, ever. None of your family either. You guys are crooks, and and there's no way. Abolish the whole thing. If you were ever in the government, you're permanently banned from all forms of running for nothing. You're out of here. Maybe you go to jail, probably. Would hope so. But it's all coming to an end. There's a system in place. You got to figure out XRP. You got to wrap your head around it, because it's going to be the future. You know, XRP is built on quantum ledger that's in space. Okay, SpaceX has got quantum computers and those satellites that are going to handle 1.3 trillion transactions per second. I need you to wrap your head around it. There's 8 billion people on the planet. Not even all of them are connected, but we're going to get them there. If everybody decided at one time to run to the gas station and run a transaction, that would be 8 billion transactions in a second. That never happens. But they just told you they can do 1.3 trillion, and that was the Federal Reserve who said that. So the Federal Reserve has a system that can do 1.3 trillion transactions per second. What system is that? It's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin can do like 1.3 per second, 1.3 or whatever. 15 transactions per second, something stupid. Ethereum, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. There's a chart. I'll bring it up some other time and show you. XRP is in another league, which is why they're being attacked, which is why you're seeing all the shit you're seeing with the lawsuit and the exposures of the Federal Reserve and criminal printing and rehypothecation of loans and just criminal counterfeit shit going on at the government level. And they think that they have a license to do this stuff, but they don't. It's criminal. They're piling debt. And they're saying, well, the people authorize it. Bullshit. I didn't authorize nothing. No, who the hell you guys, one hand greasing the other? You're nuts. It's done. And now they got to deal with a system that's set up to do 1.3 trillion transactions per second. You can do peer-to-peer transactions. So the banks are irrelevant, not needed. Your phone. This little device right here is going to be your bank. There's encryption tools that we're going to probably teach you about. I want to teach you about Google Authenticator and Uphold, and teach you how to buy XRP and teach you how to get it off the internet so the government can't touch it, and then put it onto a hardware wallet so that only you can authorize the signatures on transactions and transfer money. I'm going to teach you how to set up multiple ledger accounts where you can create an account for your kid and get them a credit card and they can spend XRP directly at the stores. You don't need a bank. They know it. That's why they're freaking out. That's why the war that you're seeing in society is going on. Because I got news for you. The banks own everything. The banks own the biotech companies. The banks own the media. The banks own it all. And they're putting it to you. And they're lying to you on television every single day about everything. Not just money and XRP and Ripple and what's going on with Bitcoin, all the bullshit. They're lying to you about everything. They're lying to you about why gold is the price it is, why silver is the price it is. They're lying to you about why inflation is doing what it's doing. They're lying to you about Bitcoin. They're lying to you about Ethereum. They're lying to you about presidents. They're lying to you about this the COVID nonsense. They're lying to you about the goddamn drugs and the therapeutics. They're lying to you about everything. It should disgust you. It should piss you off to the point where you want to strangle them. They shouldn't be safe to walk the streets. None of them. And I don't think they are. Because if they walk the streets, we'd get our hands on them. Trudeau can't walk the streets now in Canada, I promise you. They wouldn't hurt him. They'd detain him. Okay, and then they get a sheriff over there and then they get charges going. These people will come out in public. It's not going to happen. These people are donezo. It's all a show. It's all a movie. Wake up. Okay, the only thing you can do is get yourself ahead of the curve and figure out XRP. Bitcoin's a bullshit. Doge, don't even listen to these knuckleheads. They're selling you a bag of shit. You want what the banks want. If the banks are going to go sue Ripple over XRP, that means they want it. It doesn't mean they're afraid of it. They are afraid of it, but they want it. They want that escrow. They want that escrow. But we already got ours. We need to help other people get it, because if this thing, it's going to make millionaires and billionaires. If you think about how much time do we have here? How much are we at? If you think about all the money that needs to be put on that ledger, it's everything. It's all the money. This is public knowledge. Go to their website. Go watch their videos. They come out and they declare we intend to be the world's reserve currency. We tend to use our technology in the ledger to replace SWIFT and to replace the Fed and replace them all. The World Bank, the fucking Klaus Schwab and all this bullshit. Done. They intend to do it. They're going to do it. They got one more battle, and they're making a fool out of the SEC right now. And this thing settles, it's going to go crazy. And if you miss it, you're going to probably be suicidal. I don't want to see anybody miss this. I look at the ledger stats. There's 4.2 million people in the entire world who have accounts on this ledger. Why? Why? Because the media is doing a hell of a number on you. Wake up, tune in. We're going to be here. We're going to keep coming back. We're going to try to get you guys figuring out what the hell you need to do from a practical standpoint. I'm going to show you. Look, you need to get Google Authenticator on your phone. You need to download Uphold because you need two-step verifications in order to do transactions. You need to upload your ID and verify who the hell you are because this is not money laundering. Okay, this is buying currency. The replacement for the shit dollar that's going down the toilet. Let's cash that shit out and get some good shit. Something that's going to go up in value. Last year I made 425%. Dollar went 7.5% down. I made 425% on XRP in a lawsuit with the SEC. When the lawsuit's over, it's done. You'll miss it. You'll miss it, and you'll kick yourself for decades. Your grandchildren will kick your ass. Don't do this to yourself. You got to get this shit. Understand what you hold. Watch it. It could go up. It could go up. It could go down still because they're still trying to scare the shit out of everybody. They're not done yet. Okay, but they could flip a switch tomorrow and they'd go boom, $10,000. I shit you not. Do the math. There's a total of 50 billion in circulation and 50 billion in escrow. If they need to carry $5 quadrillion, it's $100,000 a piece. They're not going to tell you about all the gold they've been hoarding for centuries that need to be put on the ledger as well. You don't know what that number is. It's sick. It's a sick number. It's 81 zeros. Do some Google on that. 81 zeros worth of gold hidden in underground safes, fortresses. That's been taken back from these fucking bankers that have been robbing you blind with their made up fairy dust interest that they've just pulled out of their fucking ass. Watch. It could be $1 million in XRP. Oh, Steve, you're crazy. Could be. I don't know where they're going to put all this money on the ledger. Maybe they pick another coin and say, well, we got to put some over here too because we can't make it worth. The problem with XRP, in my mind, is that it only has, it's ideally suited for $10,000 per XRP or under 100,000 because the decimal point, if you move the decimal point on, it's got 1 million ripples or drops per XRP, which means it can be, an XRP can be divided into 1 million. If you divide $10,000 by 1 million, it comes out to 1 penny. That's perfect. We want to get rid of pennies, which I don't mind. Let's just round shit up to $1. I don't fucking care. Or 10 cents. Then it can be 10 million per XRP. This is where we're at. So I mean, we've got other ledgers out there like Stellar. Maybe they'll put some over there. Put gold over here and silver on Stellar. I don't know. Either way, you got to know which ones to get. You got to hold some of them or you're going to get your ass handed to you. So that's why we're here. We're here to help. We want everybody to come along because, you know, we got a big group of people and you need to catch up, get going, tune in, reach out to us, send us a comment, make a message to us. We'll help you. We could put you in touch with other people too. We're on Telegram with a bunch of people. We can connect you up. We'll put some links in the bottom. And that's what this channel's about. You can see we're not going to cut any bullshit. And nobody's paying us and nobody's bought us off. So, you know, all they can do is kill us. And that's what it'll take. So anyway, love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.